Indeed, Ajay, stay on with us because even as in the aftermath of the spate of terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir, now Union Home Minister Amit Shah has chaired a high-level meeting in Delhi yesterday with NSA Ajit Doval, Army Chief General Manoj Pandey, Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, Army Chief Designate Lieutenant General Upendra Dwivedi, the Director of the Intelligence Bureau Tapan Deka, the BSF DG Nitin Agarwal and the CRPF DG Anish Dayal and other senior officers as well. Now, viewers, it was a 6-hour-long meeting. It was held in 2 sessions. Now, the Union Home Minister has reviewed the security situation and directed stringent action against terrorism. The Home Minister also directed agencies to enforce the Zero Terror Plan, which is already in motion in Kashmir, in Jammu as well. He's called for all security agencies to work in a mission mode and emphasized upon coordination amongst security agencies. Home Minister Shah has also stressed on identifying vulnerable areas and working to beef up security. The Union Home Minister additionally called for comprehensive security arrangements for the Amarnath Yatra and emphasized the need for a robust security cover for the pilgrimage. Ajay, an interesting meeting has taken place in the national capital yesterday, and it seems that the forces on the ground are already operating in full mission mode. The mission to purge out terror in Jammu that has seen a resurgence of the last couple of days with 4 terror attacks taking place in 4 days is now in full swing. Meanwhile, the meeting yesterday also took into consideration the Amarnath Yatra that's going to begin very shortly.
It is very important. It was a very important meeting as Amit Shah, and right after the meeting was taking out, right after Prime Minister Narendra Modi have himself, reviewed the security scenario of the Jammu and Kashmir, and it has happened after the back-to-back attack on the civilians and the security forces in Jammu region, and it seems that it is a shift of terrorists to terrorism from Kashmir to Jammu region. So that's why a series of meetings are taking place, and Home Minister yesterday once again chaired a high-level meeting in which the Army Chief as well as the Chief of BSF, CRPF, and NSA Ajit Doval, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, and other senior officials from the security forces and the intelligence wing have participated. That indicates that something big is cooking on there, because they know that when they have to ensure the safety and the security of the civilians, and they have to ensure the peace in the Jammu and Kashmir, and security forces have to take care of these incidents which are taking place. And that's why free hand was already given to the army, and it is expected that now it has been told to the other forces also to ensure that no terror incidents could take place, and the terrorists, those who are present over here in Jammu and Kashmir, they have to be neutralized as soon as possible. And especially preparedness of the forces for the upcoming Amarnath Yatra is also being reviewed, and that has been conveyed by the Home Minister that they have to ensure the safety, security, and the peaceful darshan of Amarnath pilgrims, those who are expected to arrive here in Jammu right after the right after this week, means that last week of this month, and Yatra has to commence from the 27th of June. So definitely the arrangement has been reviewed, but it has been conveyed that every security forces, they have to work on a mission mode so that all the plan of Pakistan and terrorists could be foiled.
Indeed, Ajay, stay on with us because we also have joining us on the broadcast this morning Major General Sudhakar ji. Sir, thank you for speaking to NewsX this morning. A very crucial meeting has taken place in the national capital yesterday itself. Now, India has responded in a rather robust manner against terror, especially under the Modi government over the last decade or so. We've seen surgical strikes take place after the Uri terror attack as well as the Pulwama terror attack. Now, operations are taking place on the ground in Jammu, but can we expect a similar such operation to take place, a surgical strike to take place in the coming months or so as well?
Pia, good morning. Thank you for getting me to the show. I think Ajay has given a very comprehensive picture on the ground, 0-point reportage, very well covered. As regards your question, I have the following things to share. First and foremost thing, the threshold of tolerance of Pakistan, to me, it appears that it has undergone a kind of a flexible kind of a stance. What I mean is that post-Uri incident and post-Pulwama attack, Kidani attack, there have been two surgical strikes. If after two surgical strikes, Pakistan has got the strength, stamina, and also desire to undertake such a blatant kind of terrorist activities in a dormant sector, then perhaps there is much more beyond what is seen to the naked eye. So therefore, what is it that I'm trying to highlight? I'm trying to highlight that there is something more which is pushing Pakistan to go ahead with this. What is that more? I think by and by, NewsX has done a commendable and outstanding job in highlighting the fact that Article 370 and 35 alpha abrogation has neither gone down too well with Pakistan nor with China. So it is not only Pakistan, it is China also, which is playing a very big role. The big elephant in the room is China. Coming back to the question that you are saying, if the threshold of the Uri attack or the Balakot or the Uri trans-border operations that we undertook is not good enough to deter Pakistan effectively, then is it prudent on part of India to undertake such kind of missions? My answer to the question is perhaps it will not be cost benefit or cost effective as of now if you put the template of cost benefit analysis. So therefore, what is it that India should do? India should actually take stock of the situation locally and also adopt certain measures to prevent a recurrence of such things regionally or in the proximal, in Pakistan, Afghanistan area. Also look at the thing from the perspective of global. So what is it that the local thing needs to be done? I am told from the open media that the de-induction of the lifting of troops which are taken place from these sectors, Poonch, Rajouri, Riasi, you have Kathua, now Doda, these sectors, the troops have been lifted and moved to the northern border to make our defenses robust and formidable. This is the pin-pricking issue which China is not able to tolerate because they do not have troops who are comfortably can be deployed in the high altitude area, contrary to our troops. Our troops are much more experienced. So therefore, China is putting pressure or creating such kind of triggers, be it Manipur or in these kind of sectors, so that India is compelled to pull back the troops from the northern border and dominate and create some kind of a grid here. So has it taken place? I'm told from the open media, by the open media, that yes, the counter-insurgency, counter-terrorist grid has been activated. But let me clarify to the viewers that CICT, in short, grids are not overnight steps. They take anything between 6 to 9 months. At times, it takes about 3 years to give you effective result. What is the result that we should be looking for? We should be looking for generation of actionable intelligence. Now, why generation of actionable intelligence? In this corridor, imaginary corridor joining Poonch to Doda, cutting across National Highway 44, difficult. It is difficult because of the geography. It is difficult because of the topography. It is difficult because it's totally a forested area, sparsely populated, and people are pro-government people. They are not pro-militant. They are very far and few supporters. So how is it that these operations or the attacks have taken place by the terrorists? It is my assumption that some foreign terrorists have managed to infiltrate across the IB or across the line of control. They have built up some kind of hideout or a network of hideouts inside the jungles, forested area, and they also have reached out to the people for the local support. So therefore, the CICT grid, or the counter-insurgency, counter-terrorist grid, has to be re-established with a similar kind of profile which we used to enjoy earlier in the past, so as to generate actionable intelligence and carry out very surgical operations with no collateral, no to minimum collateral damage. Now, is it possible in the foreseeable future? The answer to this is whether it is possible or not, the moment you have high density troop presence and they carry out domination of the area by patrolling, by laying ambush, you are actually giving out a footprint of the domination as also presence, thereby deterring the terrorists of free run. So therefore, what are the targets that we should be looking for? To me, Pia, the targets or the milestone of activity matrix for India are the assembly elections, which are to be taking place as per the Supreme Court's directions by September this year. That should be the paramount. Number two, the tourist footfall to the Kashmir Valley last year has been 2.1 crore.
Record
The
level.
tourist footfall till now has already crossed 1.5 million. It is actually going by leaps and bounds. The tourist footfall to Vaishno Mata has already touched unprecedented level. This is the target which Pakistan is sending the Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Mujahids, almost in different names, and operating in a conglomerate of a group in different places. Also, just now you mentioned about Bandipora operation. All these dots have to be joined. We have to get a larger picture for better understanding, for better redressal or better action to be taken at the highest level. So therefore, to summarize, what I've said is some actions at the local level, some actions at the regional level, some actions at the global level. What is it that we should be pressing on for the global level? In my opinion, Pakistan needs to be subjected to pressure to be brought under the grey or the blacklist of PATF so that the country is held accountable for every terrorist support or actions undertaken here in India. And last but not the least is that we need to take very, very punitive action as far as the ceasefire violations are concerned. There is an agreement since 2021. If the ceasefire violations are not taking place, how is it that the foreign terrorists are easily penetrating or infiltrating across the border and coming into India? We need to throw these questions to Pakistan before we start having any kind of talk with Pakistan. Back to you, Pia.
Indeed, it is time that Pakistan be held accountable for its proxies waging terror on our soil. Sir, with that, I would like to thank you for taking out time and speaking to us on the broadcast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.